Hello everybody, this is Elizabeth Rune from Rune Tarot, and I'm also the owner of the Tumblr blog, Becoming Wiccan. I'm here to talk to you today about Wicca and kind of why people are attracted to Wicca, what it is, how it started, why I started practicing Wicca, and a couple of other things just for total beginners that have never heard of Wicca before, don't really know what it is, how it works, just some really basic stuff. And I want to start by saying that everybody is different. You, me, your neighbor, your dog, people on the other side of the world, we are all completely different. Grew up in different circumstances, we believe different things, we feel differently, we react to different situations differently. And so not everyone is going to be the same. There is no one religion that is going to just fit everybody into it and everybody's going to be happy with it. And so when I'm saying that, I mean, if you watch this and you think, you know what, Wicca isn't quite what I thought it was, it's not really what I need, it's not what I'm wanting, that is perfectly okay. I want you to go and find what works for you. If Wicca does not work for you, that's okay. There are lots of other religions out there that bring different kinds of things that different people need. We all need different things, and that is okay. And, you know, some people need Christianity, some people need the Islamic religions, some people need Judaism, some people need Buddhism, and it's okay. You just find what works for you, what fits into your life, and what makes you feel good about what you believe. So, okay, now that that's kind of out of the way, what is Wicca? Wicca is obviously a religion. It falls under the umbrella term of paganism, which paganism is any religion, well, I don't want to say any, because there are some religions that don't have deities, but it's a religion that is not classified as Abrahamic. So what are Abrahamic religions? Well, the three main Abrahamic religions are Christianity, Judaism, and the Muslim Islamic religions. These are the three religions that were founded by Abraham, and they focus on the Abrahamic God. So Wicca is a pagan religion. So what gods do pagans see? And pagans recognize that there is more than one way to divinity. So some pagans might just worship one god that's just not the Abrahamic God, or they might worship two gods. They might have a god and a goddess. They might have just multiple, just all the gods, just all of them. Let's just worship all of them all the time. And all of those are okay. All of those are pagan. But the main thing that all of these would have in common, no matter how many gods you're worshiping at a time, is that you acknowledge that they all exist. You acknowledge that there's more than one. You acknowledge that all deities that have ever been seen by mankind exist. And this also means that there could be new ones that come along. Kind of the idea is you choose to follow what feels right to you, and you acknowledge, you know, I may follow this god, and you may follow that god, and that's okay. We're both still pagan. We're both still the same in that aspect. So we know what paganism is now. So what is Wicca? What gods do Wicca focus on? Wicca is about duality. It's about seeing the balance in nature, positive, negative, masculine, feminine, dog, cat, preyed upon, life, death, the earth, the astral, that kind of duality, opposites, but they're in balance with one another. So most Wiccans, what they will do is they worship a god and a goddess. And the god and goddess are two separate entities, but they're on equal footing. One is not better than the other, they're equal. So you have the god who represents masculine. He represents, a lot of people see the sun, the earth, the physical things growing, crops, war. These are all masculine things that would be associated with the god. Then over here we have the goddess, and the goddess represents spiritual strength, the moon, the sky, the sea, fertility. All these things are kind of feminine aspects, and they go along with the goddess. So not all Wiccans will worship specifically the god and the goddess. Sometimes they will worship just two different entities, two different deities, but they'll have that sort of polarity balanced. And that's the big thing about Wicca, is that you are looking at the balance and the duality of the universe, of nature, and how everything is kept in alignment with each other through these opposites that interact and combine and become equal and balanced and keep everything where it needs to be. So when did Wicca become a thing? Because a lot of people think that because Wicca is pagan, that means that it has to have come from like thousands and thousands of years ago, at the very beginning of time, when people first started realizing that there was something beyond themselves. And that's not true, actually. Wicca was first founded, widely known in around 1939. It started kind of becoming a thing. And then in 1950, it was popularized by who a lot of people call him the father of Wicca, and that is Gerald Gardner. Or Gerald Gardner, people say his name differently. And he kind of brought it to the surface and popularized it, made it easy for people to access, and kind of made it what it is today. So why are people attracted to Wicca? What about Wicca attracts people to it and makes them think that this might be something that they want to be a part of? Well, another big part of Wicca, which you don't have to do this, but another big part of Wicca is magic. Magic, rituals, ceremonies, those are all really big things in Wicca, and how you worship, how you celebrate. And of course, everybody's like, oh, magic, magic is awesome. I want to be a part of that. I want to, have this magical power that I can do anything with. And that's not quite how it works. Everybody has limitations. You can't just, one day decide that you're going to be a witch and then the next day go fly off on a broomstick, or I don't even know. Like there's some crazy stuff that people try to do. But, anyway, magic is a big part of the thing that pulls people in. But a lot of people don't realize that, yes, Wicca is a religion where a lot of people practice witchcraft, but you do not have to be Wiccan to be a witch. You can be a witch and not be Wiccan. That's something that's usually called either an eclectic witch, or if you're kind of like, I don't really know about the whole deity thing, I don't know if I believe in a god, I don't know if I believe in a goddess or any sort of divine entity, then those people usually prefer to call themselves secular witches. And secular witches practice the craft, but they don't necessarily worship or believe in the divine. Okay, so we have Wiccan witches who worship throughout the duality of nature, practice magic, have a god and a goddess, believe in the divine. And then we have eclectic witches who don't follow any specific religion, but they do believe in the divine most of the time, and they do practice magic. And then we have secular witches who practice magic, but they don't necessarily believe in the divine or any sort of god, goddess, divine entity. So we have these three different, and I mean, there are more than just these three, but these are just the three main ones that a lot of people label themselves as. So we have these three main categories of witches. So why might you choose to be a Wiccan witch? I really like Wicca because of the structure that it gives you. I like structure. I really do. I love crazy, not really crazy, but just over-the-top ceremonies where you have, all the special garb and the special tools and all this stuff going on. I really like the structure. I really like having things written out. I like having things step by step. And I really do believe in the God and the Goddess. I really do feel them in my life, and I want to honor and acknowledge that and kind of bring that into my practice. So why might you not choose to be Wiccan? Like, let's say you want to be a witch, but you don't really know if you want to be Wiccan. So what are some reasons why you might not want to be Wiccan? Obviously, if you're atheist, you don't believe in the divine, then you would want to be a secular witch. You would not want to be Wiccan. Another thing is Wiccans, which of course nobody's perfect, so it doesn't always happen the way it's supposed to. But Wiccans do not cast curses, hexes, or any other sort of harmful spell. Wiccans do not wish bad will upon others. And so if you are coming to witchcraft because you feel like somebody has hurt you, or you feel like you need revenge, or you feel like you need power to go out and like take what you feel like belongs rightfully to you, then you do not need to be Wiccan. That's not what Wicca is about. Wicca is about love and healing and protection and cleansing and all those sort of white light magic sorts of things. And hexes, curses, harmful magic is more black or dark magic. And so if that's the sort of thing that you're interested in, that's okay. I mean, if you're going to go do that, but I will not teach it to you. You will not find it here. This channel is going to be all about teaching you how to be a Wiccan witch. Probably some eclectic witch stuff in there too. It'll probably be a little bit of both, but there won't be any hexes, curses, dark type magic. And when I say dark type magic, I just mean magic that is inflicting harm upon others, because we do all have darkness inside of ourselves, of course. I mean, that's part of duality, that's part of balance, is there's a light inside of you and there's a darkness inside of you. Of course you have both. But the idea of Wicca is not that you ignore the darkness, like you acknowledge that it's there and you can use that to fuel your spells, but you don't use that to harm. You don't use that to hurt. You might use it to fuel like a banishment spell, or you might use it to fuel if you have a situation where you just want something to you want to bind something, or you want something to not show up in your life anymore. You might use that energy for that, but we're not going to use it to hurt other people. Those are basically, that's basically a very short introduction, kind of what is Wicca, where did it come from, why do people practice Wicca. I will definitely be going more in depth about specific topics later on in the rest of my videos. I just wanted to kind of get this little introduction out of the way so that people could get some basic information. I will hopefully be posting videos once or twice a week, every week. You can come back to my channel to check them out and get to see them. And you can also, I'll put links in the description below to my Tumblr blog, which is becomingwiccan at tumblr.com, and my Etsy shop, which is Rune Tarot, where you can get tarot readings from me. So thank you all for watching this video. Thank you for your patience, and I hope to see you soon. Bye!